So if you look at that, China, first row, China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them. You know, you think of European Union, very friendly. They rip us off. It's so sad to see. It's so pathetic. 39%, we're going to charge them 20%, so we're charging them essentially half. Vietnam, they charge us 90%. We're going to charge them 46% tariff. Taiwan, 64%. We're going to charge them 32%. Japan, 46%. They would charge us 46%, and much higher for certain items like cars, you know, little items like cars. 46%, we're charging them 24%. India, very, very tough. If you look at Switzerland, 61% to 31%. Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. Oh, look at Cambodia, 97%. We're going to bring it down to 49. They made a fortune with the United States of America. United Kingdom, 10%.
Hey, President Trump just moments ago on what is really going on in the world as America, as he said, is getting abused with high tariffs overseas. He's trying to bring back American manufacturing, reignite a manufacturing golden age, ending a disastrous post-Cold War era where D.C. sacrificed American industry for globalization. He's talking tariffs, 34% of China, 20% on the EU, 26% on India, and 24% on Japan, and much more. Now, history shows President Trump's first term, higher tariffs did not trigger inflation. The stock market boomed due to his pro-growth strategies. Stocks today closing up on this certainty. Wall Street got clarity. Much of the recent volatility came from the uncertainty. With us now, House Judiciary Chair, Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you. It's great to see you. Yeah. So, you know what's really interesting is the detail on how America has been abused for so long. What are you expecting after this historic announcement today?
Well, first of all, I like the way the president framed it. Show us the respect we've shown you. After all, we're the biggest kid on the block. We've been so kind to other countries. Show us the same respect when it comes to trade, when it comes to economics. That is a fundamental, it's a fairness issue. President Trump gets that. I think the American people instinctively get that. And of course, as you said, the market's reacting because they want clarity. They want to know what the plan is, what the rules are, and they got that today. I really liked what the union worker said as well. My dad was a union worker. 30 years he worked for General Motors in Dayton, Ohio. I remember when there were multiple plants in Dayton, Ohio. That is not the case today. President Trump wants to bring that back to our country, manufacturing those jobs that he talked about, that union leader talked about. I think that's a good thing, and I think most Americans think that's a good thing.
Now, Chairman Jordan, we love that personal anecdote because really there has been so much pain in America, so much grief over the loss of manufacturing jobs. You see it through the Rust Belt, you see it through New York, down through Pennsylvania, through Ohio, through Kentucky. You know, there's pain in the West, in the Southwest, in the Southeast too. You know, is it true the tariff war was started by every country who tipped the scales in their favor to build up their own manufacturers via tariffs, VATs, price controls, currency manipulation, quotas, carbon taxes? Dare we say, did Democrat and Washington, D.C. elites, including Republicans, did they let America become a victim of foreign greed because they're all about globalization?
Well, yeah, it seemed like all the other countries were playing the game, and we were just like, okay, we'll just go along. That made no sense. Now, look, I wish we lived in a world where there were no tariffs. I think the president's the same way. I believe in that kind of trade. Let's just trade. But that is not the case. And until it is, President Trump says we're not going to just, I guess to use a military phrase, we're not going to unilaterally disarm. We're going to engage, and we're going to stand up for the interest of our country, the workers in our country, the families in our country, our jobs. We're going to stand up for that. We're going to stand up for America, for goodness sake. And that came through loud and clear, I think, in today's press event. But that's come through loud and clear with President Trump since he came down the escalator and announced he was running for president 9 years ago.
Yeah, Chairman Jordan, I mean, we're already seeing other nations moving to wipe out their tariffs on U.S. goods. Vietnam, Israel, India, now Canada is offering to do that. Mexico's Sheinbaum says Mexico will not respond with matching tariffs. We want you to take a listen. If tariffs are so bad, you know, why did Biden keep the Trump tariffs? Listen to Biden's Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying tariffs did not cause inflation. Watch.
Will American consumers bear the cost of these tariffs? I don't believe that American consumers will see any meaningful increase in the prices that they face.
She's talking about limited tariffs, I think, on China there. But what, the fear-mongering now from Democrats, what do you make of it?
Well, I mean, Democrats are going to be Democrats. They've been attacking the president since he first got involved in running for president, for goodness sake. So that's just the left being the left. It's interesting. Janet Yellen said tariffs wouldn't cause inflation, but what caused inflation was all their crazy spending, for goodness sake. We understand that. So I find that kind of interesting. I think the American people trust President Trump, know that he is focused on their interests, the country's interests, their family, their job, and that's a darn good thing.
Chairman Jim Jordan, thank you so much. We appreciate you very much.